Hey, how's it going? I wanted to make a little video here on Chinese optics in general, and how to improve them. And this is a ADE Advanced Optics reflex dot sight with the quick detach. Here's the model number. Got it on eBay for $55. You can get the non-quick detach for like 30 under different brand names. It's all the same. Anyway, this is a pretty good optic overall. Chinese stuff is getting better. It's well constructed. The aluminum housing and all these parts are well machined, surprisingly so. The glass is decent. Parallax, you get some up and down parallax, but nothing side to side, so it's good enough for me, I guess. But you see a lot of the reviews on these kind of things, and they'll stop working after a short time. And I've already done some of the improvements to this, but on this one I had to resolder that joint right there, which is actually the negative from the battery wire, and the wire itself was pinched in that screw right there. It was right above it, so it was pinched between the base and the screw. Either that or it got too hot when they were soldering, I don't know, but it looked bad, so I fixed that all up. That would have failed. The whole thing would have stopped working. After that, I took a small toothbrush, some 91% rubbing alcohol, scrubbed the circuit board. You don't have to use much, just a little bit. I blew it dry with some duster spray, and then after that I sprayed some clear electrical sealant on it. This is Spray-On brand. It's used for ignition systems. You can get it at an auto parts store. You will need to mask with quality masking tape around the edges, so you're only spraying that square there. I'm also going to put some sealant on that to keep water from tracking in there and going in that way. Besides that, the other two things was that I put an O-ring on the battery housing. You'll need a small O-ring for that. And I took out the up and down adjustment screw, which is I'm in the middle of doing. It doesn't have any kind of an O-ring or anything to seal it, so I'm going to probably just have to put some grease on that. The clear grease that they sell at Harbor Freight Tools works very well. It's the what is that stuff? Anyway, it's a synthetic grease, and it stays forever, so that'll work pretty well, I think, for that. To get that out, the detent for that was right there, which is these little parts. The C-clip holds that screw in place, and you take it off right there. That was not very easy to get off, but a couple tiny screwdrivers, and I was able to do it. The other thing wrong with this was that the post here, see that recess in that post? That's for the locking mechanism, which locks down your adjustments after you get it sighted in. That was on the wrong side, so I had to take this apart, take that detent out, hold that with a screwdriver, and then back that screw out, and until it came out, and just turn this post around. So that's the kind of stuff you're looking at with these. They're mass produced. They're engineered actually pretty well, but they're mass produced in a sweatshop. And so with a little extra care, they can actually turn out pretty decent. Okay, and last but not least, I decided to go the whole route and seal this thing. I was hesitant to do so at first because I thought, what if water drips from above and collects in there? But you know what? This looks like a sealed compartment. There's nothing that can really get in from above. The adjustment screw there goes through that part. There's just really nothing. The lens there's nothing all the way through from the lens, so I think it's safe to do that. And now it's a heck of a lot more water resistant than it was. So this is just some black RTV silicone, and I just used a razor blade to scrape it off afterwards. I think liquid electrical tape would work just fine too. Anyway, I'll probably put a final layer on to make it smooth, but I think this thing should be doing pretty well now. Alright, so anyway, I hope that helps somebody.